Let's be honest here. The Wii U is now officially dead in at least one major territory, as Nintendo in Europe has told retailers that they need to order more Nintendo Wii U stock now if they want it, because after October 1st, they will no longer be able to order more Wii U consoles from Nintendo. Now, on one hand, this was a long time coming. After all, the Nintendo Wii U has been on life support since day one, and third party after third party has been dropping the system. And many big games that have come out on the next gen systems, and even many on last gen systems, have skipped the Nintendo Wii U. And as all the faded and dusty Wii U game and accessory boxes currently seen in Walmarts across the country have shown, gamers just aren't interested in the Wii U. And it'll be interesting to see what people think of the Wii U several years from now, especially considering that the Wii U doesn't even have that cult following, say, the PlayStation Vita does. And the PlayStation Vita is also a struggling system on life support that Sony has flat out said that they're not making a successor to. And even as the Vita has struggled also due to its lack of many major games, it still has a niche game library that is viable enough to attract a cult following. While the Wii U's library, on the other hand, is just more installments and long-running series, and many of them are dumbed down anyways. And it doesn't help that Nintendo goes out of their way to reduce interest in their franchises by going after numerous fan game developers, instead of, spending the money to actually put more games on their own systems. But anyways, it seems like Nintendo is finally killing off the Wii U after a very short lifespan. Now, however, Nintendo is planning on replacing it with the Nintendo NX. Wait a second, that system's actually still coming out? Here's the thing. Just about 18 months ago, Nintendo announced the Nintendo NX back in March of 2015, and Satoru Iwata announced it. 4 months later, Satoru Iwata would die of cancer, and barely over a year later, their competitors would announce midlife console upgrades: the Xbox One Project Scorpio and the PlayStation 4 Pro. Ever since Nintendo announced the NX, though, there's one major thing that they have not done, and you know what that is? Actually show off the system. You see, the Nintendo NX hype has mostly been fueled by rumors and speculation mixed in with a bit of fanboy wish lists and fantasies. There have been reports that the Nintendo NX is going to be using a NVIDIA Tegra chipset, and Ubisoft employees have stated that the Nintendo NX is going to recapture the audience that Nintendo lost last generation after the Wii U was a disaster. And just recently, the Pokemon Company's CEO talked about the NX some, saying that Nintendo NX was going to be trying to change the concept of what it means to be a home console device or a handheld device. These were his own words, and of course he said that they were going to make games for the Nintendo NX. Now, this has been a common theme among Nintendo NX rumors, as many of them state that Nintendo is planning on merging the struggling since the N64 days console division with the successful but declining in the age of smartphones handheld division. And this does sound like a good idea on paper. However, the question is Nintendo going to be able to pull it off? And are they even showing people this system? And while there are reports that Foxconn is already going ahead with Nintendo NX trial production, at the same time, Nintendo has yet to show people the NX. Even though it's been 18 months since they announced it, and even though they are already discontinuing the Wii U system. They might as well actually go ahead and show people what this NX system is, because if they want to convince people that the NX is worth spending your hard-earned cash on, especially among people like college students who have lots and lots of bills to pay, from room to maybe a car, to paying for those overpriced textbooks with one-time use codes, and maybe even one-time use codes and professor-edited versions where you're paying a ton of money for a book that the college bookstore will pay $20 for that only has a few footnotes different. And they haven't even said how much the NX is going to cost, which is possibly going to be a big factor, especially if Nintendo goes another gen, treating their systems like their secondary systems. Like their systems you buy only to play Nintendo games if you're such a big Nintendo fan, after you've already bought your PC and maybe a gaming system that's not a Nintendo system as well, especially when you consider how many Nintendo fans own non-Nintendo systems because numerous games skip out on Nintendo systems. And that's the thing with the NX. The NX is going to be no better than the Wii U if they continue to make the same mistakes they did last gen. And that's all that needs to be said. Thanks for watching and subscribe for more. And by the way, did I mention that the Wii U was so bad sales-wise that even games like Madden and Call of Duty skipped the Wii U after originally coming out with Wii U titles? That is all.